Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm right behind the camera, just making sure everything looks good. I'm gonna wait for people to get the notification to hop on as well. If anyone can on the chat, go ahead and let me know if you can hear me. I will be on camera in about 60 seconds once I check that everything is okay. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Nice, nice. Okay, phone's ringing everywhere. All right, guys, looks like everything is. I have my iPad here now, so let me start up the live chat. All righty, guys, it's been a minute. What is going on, everyone? This is your host with the most. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go a little off script. I don't have a script ever for my live streams. So it's going to be a nice and chill environment for all of us just to kind of hang out. And what better thing to do in the world than discuss tech? I mean, it's just the best gig I could have ever asked for, right? So the Apple event just concluded not too long ago, and it was somewhat action packed. There were some surprises, and for those that saw my prediction video that I uploaded last night, mostly everything that I predicted did come true. There were some twists here and there. So the way that I want to kind of format this live stream is at the very beginning, maybe the first 20 or 30 minutes, I do want to recap the live stream just because everything that was announced, I do plan to review on my channel. Now, I'm not a fan of everything that was released. There was a lot of stuff that I thought was a little lackluster, namely the iPhone 14, not the iPhone 14 Pros though. It's just the regular iPhone 14 line that I thought was extremely lackluster. And even the Apple Watch Series 8 was really kind of boring. I mean, I did take some notes during the live stream. So don't worry, guys. I got you guys covered. Welcome everyone who's joining. It looks like we have about 35 people in the chat. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone has been having a very, very nice week so far as we slowly progress into the fall months. And of course, with that comes fall bands. So of course, I'm definitely going to be covering all the bands that were released on my channel, and every single video, I want to make that clear. Even if you don't have an Apple Watch, I'm sure you know someone who has an Apple Watch. So whenever my Apple Watch band reviews start to pop up in your subscription feed, definitely drop a comment, drop a like, because that will automatically enter you into the giveaway, and you could snag a free band. I really don't care if you resell it, if you give it to your little brother and auntie, who cares? Just join in on the fun because these bands look spectacular. All right, guys. So I do see all of y'all starting to join. We got about 42 of you guys. Mad Cow said fire shirt. Thank you so much. Yes, I got this one at Express. Express is one of my favorite stores. I've shopped there for many, many years, and they never disappoint. One thing, and getting it out of the way, I'm not going to make the mistake that I did last time, and now I have some bottled water near me because my mouth does run at 80 miles per hour, and trust me, if you guys let me, I will talk about tech until midnight, I promise you. So, gonna look at the chat. Oh, and then one last thing before we start with the recap. My cat Bean is here. She's hiding in the closet right now. I think she thinks that I was gonna take her to my girlfriend's or take her to the car. So she's hiding right now. She may pull up right here as she, for some reason, she knows what a camera is and she loves being the star of the show. So just a fair warning. Also, I do want to thank Gabby, my beautiful girlfriend Gabby. Herself and my other great friend Vicente are moderators in this live stream. So if you guys can give it up for them, they're helping me out here on my channel the best that they can, and I truly appreciate you guys. So starting off with the chat, then we're going to go over a recap. So the Temperature Senior is owned for fertility. Oh yes, we're going to talk about that. Also, Mad Cow says, I got a Series 4. You think it's time to upgrade? Series 4, yeah, bro. Yeah, I think. But then, see, this is what I'm going to get to eventually in the live stream. The new SE second generation, it's not bad. Especially because it has like the same SIP, or basically it's a system on a chip, that the new Series 8 has. So I think they said that it's going to be, what was it, like 30 or 40% faster, maybe 20% than the first generation SE. And Gabby, one of the moderators, actually has the SE. So maybe Gabby, you can put some of your input on how your use case has been with that. Shades of Red said, I have a Series 6. Not sure if I should get the 8 or just get new bands. New bands, my friend. The Series 6 is, see, look, here's my dilemma, right? Here's my dilemma. The Ultra watch is hideous, and I'm going to go over it. I'm going to review it for the channel, but God, at the moment, first of all, it's very pricey. I think it starts at $799. And then it's just ugly. I don't like it. I mean, I weightlift. That's about the most rugged thing I do. And me and my girlfriend occasionally go hiking while searching for Pokemon on Pokemon Go. But other than that, I have no use for such a rugged phone, or I'm sorry, rugged smartwatch. So I don't know. Once I review it and have it in the hands, it'll be a little different. And if for those that watched the live stream, did you notice they didn't say if the Ultra's bands are compatible with the Series 8? They did not mention it, or maybe I missed it. I'm not sure. But from what I collected, they didn't even mention it once. So I think that the new bands for the Ultra line, I don't think they're going to be compatible, and that's awesome. Rumors were circulating that the bands, these old bands, all of these bands that I've collected over the years, which has been like 4 or 5, were not going to be compatible. But thankfully, thanks to Tim Apple, they still are on the Series 8, and we're going to go over all of that in just a second. All right, let's see. We have Kyle in here. He says, yes, sir, with the boxing glove. Thank you so much for making it, Kyle. My cousin Quavo said, you're so handsome. Right back at you. So, yeah. Then we got my friend Juan Remis. What's up, my boy? Hey, Juan, how's it going, man? I hope you've been doing good. Hopefully you're having a great day. Laura L says, hi. Hey, Laura, how's it going? JK Production says, hey, sup? How do you think about the new Apple Watch Pro? We will get into that once we have the recap. I'm going to try to go in chronological order. I may flip-flop back and forth. I'm just that excited. So we will go over everything here in the next 5 minutes or so. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. I always love interacting with you guys on my live streams. I believe the last time I had one was maybe for my 50K subscriber giveaway. And so my goal, I'm going to work extremely hard on producing top quality content and bringing it out to you guys. 3 videos per week is my goal. And my biggest goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers by mid-2023. I think it's very possible. And if you guys could do me the favor, if there's any family members or friends who have questions about tech, redirect them over to my channel. Tell them to subscribe, because not only will they learn a lot of stuff, but I occasionally throw in giveaways to entice you guys and also spread the tech love. So I'm going to spend a little more here on the chat. I do see a super chat coming in from Ultron Mark 6. So Ultron Mark 6, thank you so very much. As always on my live streams, super chats are a way for you to directly support my channel. They are never, ever, ever expected. Whenever I host a live stream, I actually expect to receive $0 in super chats. I'm just here for the vibes. I'm here to chill out with you guys and bring you guys all the knowledge and everything that you need to know, because you know me, on my reviews even, I will tell you how it is. I'm pretty upfront with my tech. I've been dealing with tech for over a decade now. I remember I got my first ever iPhone. It was the iPhone 4S. And because I had middle child syndrome, I had to buy it with my own money. And at the time, it was my starter job. I started working at Burger King at 16 years old. And so, yeah. But Ultron Mark, thank you so much for your 99 cents. All of the super chats that will inevitably come in the future, once again, they're never expected, but they do directly support the channel. So even if it's $1, $5, $10, if it comes of your own volition, and if it comes from your heart, then I am forever in your gratitude. So thank you so much, Ultron Mark 6. All right, going to read the rest of these, and then we're going to go over that recap really quick. Ultron Mark 6 actually followed that up and said, I'm going to get the Ultra. I'm upgrading from a Series 3. Awesome, man. Once I do finally review the Ultra model of the Series 8, man, if you could do me a favor, once I drop that video, give us your testimonial if you have it by then. Let us know what your experience is, because like I said, I may or may not keep it. I'm going to have it on my wrist for a week or so, and then I'll decide. But you, Ultron Mark 6, will be able to handle it, for a longer period of time. And if you do drop that testimonial, your experience with it, I will pin your comment. So do us that favor if you can. TB says the bands are compatible with 44 and 45 millimeter cases. Oh, awesome, great. So I guess just not the smaller sizes. So I guess that's really nice to know. Annabelle, my gym partner who is sick right now, sadly, says that boy Juan. Yes, sir. I don't think you're in your room, or at least I don't think so. That's my roommate, best roommate I could ever ask for. We never give each other any banter, and just the best roommate I could have ever asked for, honestly. Here we go. So then we have Vincent says, sheesh. Yes, sir. The boy going crazy. Man, Vince, you have no idea, man. You haven't even seen this tech side of me. Like I said, my mouth is already getting dry from talking so much. I'm going to continue talking about this tech for the next hour or so, so just be prepared. But like I said, it is in chronological order, so if you guys have to go grab a snack, maybe make something to eat, I will tell you the timeline. So first was the Apple Watches, so that's the Series 8, the SE, and the Ultra. If you're not too pertinent, or if those don't really matter for you, the next segment will be AirPods Pro, and then it'll be the iPhone 14, and then the iPhone 14 Pro line at the very end. So again, Apple Watches, AirPods, iPhone 14, and iPhone 14 Pro. So if you have to step aside, I completely understand. All of y'all live y'all's normal lives just like I live my normal life, so it's understandable. Thank you so much, Vincent, for pulling up. I really do appreciate that. We do have Vicente saying, for those that haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and link the video to see more of Juan. That's right. And also, I was really quick before I actually start the full recap, and I promise I'm going to start here in the next couple minutes. I was going to go live on TikTok as well. I'm starting to post a lot more tips and tricks over on there, and I'm talking everything. So I'm going to start posting a lot of tips and tricks on the Apple Watches, the iPads, iPhones, and especially with all these new items coming out, they're definitely going to be featured on all of my socials. So Gabby Vicente, if you can do me the favor, if you can plug in my TikTok, it's the same as my Instagram as well. So if you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I'm going to post a lot of TikToks and a lot of reels pertaining to these items. And I will occasionally start going live as well on TikTok. So it's Juan_M Covarrubias. I know I have a really long name. So once again, Gabby or Vicente, if you could plug in and type in my social media handles, I'd really appreciate that. Give me a follow. And I wasn't able to go live on live stream because, well, sorry, that was a mouthful. I wasn't able to go live on TikTok because apparently you need 1,000 followers or whatever. I think I have like 950, so I only need about 50 more. And then I will most definitely start going live on there. Lastly, we do have Eric Clark. I know that you comment on a lot of my videos, man. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It always means a lot to me, and it always brings a smile to my face every time you comment. Eric Clark says, always I like and make a comment. Yes, exactly. See, so I know that you always comment, so thank you so much. I did want to acknowledge you here on the live stream, Eric. So thank you so much for pulling up. We do also have Chris, recap, getting right to it. Daniel says, I'm here to know if the switch from the iPhone 11 to iPhone 14 Pros or iPhone 14 is worth it. Gonna tell you that in just a second. And lastly, this is where I'm gonna stop for right now, and then I'm gonna come back to the chat for the Q&A at about 20 minutes after I start the recap. But before that, Carlos Delgado sent me a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Carlos. I believe every single live stream that you've hopped on, you do super chat me, and those $5, believe it or not, do go a long way. That's 1/10 of the cost of an Apple Watch band. So thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for your super chat. So without further ado, I'm gonna drink some water real quick, and we're gonna go over the recap for those that missed it. So starting off with the Series 8, the Apple Watch Series 8. Now, they went over it rather quickly, and when they did, I knew something was in store. They didn't spend much time on it whatsoever. It's honestly a very lackluster upgrade, to be honest. Let me look really quickly at my notes because there wasn't much going on there. So from my notes, what I gathered, it's the same design. So from what I saw, the design is exactly the same as the Series 7, which is also the same design, more or less, of the Series 4 onwards. Now, there was a screen enlargement. I believe it was from the Series 6 to the Series 7, but more or less the design is the same. I mean, I have one on the wrist right now. I'm not sure if you guys can really see that. This is the titanium version, and I have one of the Nike bands, which, by the way, some of the new Nike bands look really cool because instead of having the Nike loop there, it says just do it, and obviously that's Nike's logo. And so yeah, Apple Watch Series 8, it has the same design. It has a new temperature sensor and a 3-axis gyroscope with crash detection. Now that one's really, really big. They started off with women's health, and I don't know if my fellow men can also agree with me. I did, sadly, I know, I'm all for women's rights. I did tune out just because I don't have those reproductive organs. But I did tune back in and I rewinded because I didn't think that was fair. I think for my fellow female subscribers, I think that's pretty cool. You can track, your menstrual cycles on there and something about ovulation. So once again, I am a guy, so it doesn't really pertain to me, but it's cool nonetheless, right? But what I do think is really awesome is that crash detection. And I wanted to share a quick story with you guys of how my girlfriend, and also Carlos could have been in a very, very, very catastrophic wreck when I initially moved over here to Athens when I started my minor. We were about to be on a full-on 70-mile to 70-mile head-on collision crash. It was the scariest thing in the world. I want to imagine that so what it was is I was just driving down the highway to my apartment complex. I started to see some headlights right in front of me, So in my mind, it was a little far away, but mind you, when you're driving 70 miles an hour, those headlights start to come at you very, very quickly. In my mind, I really thought it was a speed trap. The police coming from my mom's to my apartment, there's a bunch of speed traps. So I just thought, oh, it's an officer, right? Let me slow down a little bit. So the headlights started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before I knew it, something by the divine grace of God, I just had a swerve. We went onto the medium. My car did get a little banged up, and wow, God forbid, I really think that would have been it. I feel like in another dimension in the multiverse theory, for those who are into that, I feel like, I don't know, it was just really scary to know that just by a split hair, I'm talking maybe this much of a distance, maybe 3 centimeters, boom, catastrophe. So now the Apple Watch Series 8 comes with crash detection. So God forbid no one ever has to use that feature, but it is on the Series 8, and I think that's really, really awesome. What will happen is in the unfortunate event that you get into a crash like that, all the sensors in the Apple Watch will know, and your emergency contacts will be contacted, as well as the local paramedics and also the emergency services, so police, ambulance, and stuff like that. I think that's a life-saving feature that could potentially save lives. There's been so many documented instances of people in, fatal car crashes that bleed out to death. So it's very sad, but it's nice that that's there. What I was really sad about is it has the same all-day battery life, or so Apple claims. But really, I don't know. If I put on my Apple Watch at around 8 a.m., it lasts me with about 10% juice left by like 10 p.m. I really wish it was longer, but they do introduce a new power mode, low power mode that is, and it's supposed to give you about 30 hours of watch time with some reduced features and stuff like that. I really wish that they would just, by default give us more battery life and not have to be subjected to low power mode, so that kind of sucks. Following that, they did introduce new bands. And so, of course, guys, I think I'm going to fill another row right here. Oops, I just turned off one of my lights. Jesus, I don't know. I think I just pressed something. So I hope that the lighting situation, let me check real quick. I'm really sorry about that, guys. It looks like it's still fine. I'll turn it on here in just a second again. But yeah, new bands. I plan to fill up another row right here, possibly 2. And so it's really going to start to complete my band wall. There's a lot of great options. There's the new Nike Sports. There's a lot of solo loops, braided solo loops, and every single one of them, aside from the Hermes bands, they're going to be featured on my channel. And once again, there's a giveaway accompanied by every single one, so make sure to join for that. Also, you're going to have international roaming, which would have been awesome when me and my girlfriend Gabby were in Europe. Now, granted, I don't have a cellular plan on my Apple Watch itself. I used to, and I felt like it was kind of a waste of money. At least that's my use case scenario. There are some of you guys that have commented before saying that it is useful to you. Hey man, to each their own. I just didn't feel like paying, what is it, like 10 or 15 bucks? I think it's $15 additionally on top of your regular phone plan to have cellular service on your Apple Watch. But it's really cool now that you'll have international roaming. So when me and Gabby were in Germany, Belgium, whatever, I realistically could have left my iPhone at the hotel and just relied on this for phone calls, since roaming internationally would have been enabled, which I thought was really cool. Now, the Apple Watch Series 8 is going to be available to order, I believe, starting either today or this Friday, and they won't hit the shelves, it won't hit customers' doorsteps until September 16th. So, that was the Apple Watch Series 8. Now, when we move on to the Apple Watch SE second generation, kind of a letdown, but it's to be expected, right? It's the SE. Think about the iPhone SE. It's more or less the budget version of the Apple Watch, but it still has a tremendous amount of use case. The SE is still extremely powerful, and it's honestly going to be the best Apple Watch for about 80% of people. It has most of the great features that you come to expect from an Apple Watch without having the fancier stainless steel or titanium options. You have some stripped features like the EKG feature, the blood glucose feature, but realistically, I have used those. It's kind of a gimmick, right? So the ECG, whenever it first came out on the Series 4, I used it initially, and I promise you I have not used it since. Right? It is useful for those, though, that do suffer from atrial fibrillation or maybe have some kind of heart condition. In that case, yeah, I think upgrading to the Apple Watch Series 8 or lower is a little better. But even still, the new system on a chip, so the chipset found inside the SE is now going to be about 20 or 30% faster than the prior SE, which is really, really nice. It comes in 3 colors. I believe it's silver, midnight, and starlight. And so that's the Apple Watch SE. It's a pretty generic bump up. Call it a spec upgrade if you want. But that's it, right? It's going to come in at $249 for the GPS model. Once again, that is going to be reviewed on my channel because the SE is a very popular watch for those shopping around for the holiday season. It's really great for casuals. It's great for parents, especially older individuals. No offense. I understand there's some older individuals who are big tech heads, but for the most part, most senior citizens and, parents, not really as invested into tech as, the millennials and Gen Z. So it makes a fantastic gift option for parents and stuff of the like. So yeah, $249, you really can't beat it. You're gonna have the most current system on a chip, great device, and it's the perfect starter Apple Watch, honestly. After that, then you can make the decision to transcend into a Series 8 stainless steel or the Ultra Series 8, right? Which now is the perfect transition to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra. And oh my God, I was really excited, and when I saw it, it's hideous. That's my opinion. I think it's really ugly. Of course, you expect it to be bulky, right? Because it's supposed to be for those people who go on triathlons. It's supposed to be for those individuals who go, sorry guys, I'm turning on my light once again. There we go. It's supposed to be for those individuals with really rugged sports. I'm talking maybe playing rugby, scuba diving, hiking. The testimonial of one of the guys that they featured on the keynote was some guy who does marathons in the Sahara Desert. So yeah, it's for those kinds of individuals. I mean, some of the features are really cool. It has a ton of microphones. The digital crown looks pretty cool. The ceramic shield, the sapphire crystal display is almost impenetrable. At least that's what Apple says. And it's great for those individuals who have that use case. But Jesus, man, at $799. So compare the Apple Watch SE, that's $250. My guy, you could buy 3 Apple Watch SEs for the price of the Series 8 Ultra. So you see what I mean? I don't know what to think about it yet. I really don't know. I really enjoy just the regular design of the Series 8. You can ask Gabby, and Gabby, you can put your own comments there in the live stream chat. I was really, really scared that Apple was officially going to make all these older bands uncompatible with the new Series 8, but thankfully they didn't. I do see some notes here that I put for my Apple Watch Ultra. So the new action button is something new that the Series 8 and all these earlier Apple Watches don't have. So again, that's going to allow you to really engage sport mode, be ready to go with the flow. I'm kind of excited to review it, but then again, I just can't get over the looks. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the live chat what you guys think, but I think it's really ugly. So the new digital crown, what I do think is really cool is it's gonna have 36 hours of battery life. So see, that's what I'm talking about. Apple has the technology, or at least I think so, to make this happen. They just refuse to do it because they want to nickel and dime us as much as they can. Sure, the casing on the Ultra is a lot bigger, so it allows for a bigger physical battery. But come on, Apple, like if you guys can do it on the Ultra, you could have easily done it on the Series 8. I'm tired of having to charge my Apple Watch every single night. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice. I mean, it lasts me a day and a half, but I mean, that's really pushing it. And especially if you're making phone calls or listening to music, with AirPods on your Apple Watch, forget about it. It's gonna die before the night, before your full day is done. $7.99, and that's gonna be available September 23rd. Kind of excited to review it, kind of not because it is ugly. But Daniel, you had mentioned, my good friend Daniel, you mentioned that you were wanting to upgrade to the Series 8 from the Series 4, I believe is what it was. I can't remember exactly which Apple Watch you said. Let me go back here in the chat. I've seen, oh man, you guys have been chatting a lot. Continue with the live chat, guys. I love it. Oh, no, Daniel, you're talking about the iPhone 11 to the iPhone 14. I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking about the Apple Watches. So, guys, that was the Apple Watches, right? So the Apple Watch Series 8, the new second generation SE, and the new Series 8 Ultra. All of them, I'm going to unbox and spend a good bit of time with each of them. So if you want more information on the Series 8, you have to be subscribed. Click that bell notification because I'm going to be running about 3 or 4 videos per device, right? And of course, I'm going to be featuring a new buying guide on the entire new Apple Watch Series 8 line because I know a lot of people will have questions on that. Okay, great. So questions on the Series 8 will follow the recap, so hold on to your questions for now. We're now going to move on to the new Airpods Pro. Now, this was a welcome surprise. I did not include the Airpods Pro in my prediction video because I thought it was unlikely, but we now have the second generation Airpods Pro. Now, the biggest thing here is a lot of nifty features, actually, believe it or not. I think this upgrade for the AirPods Pro second generation is very much worth it. So, some of the highlights is the longer battery life on the buds themselves and also on the actual case. So I believe the case all in all will give you 30 hours of juice, which is not bad at all. Even then, I charge my AirPods Pro case maybe every 4th or 5th day. Now with this extended battery life, that might, make that so that I have to charge mine every single week, which is definitely welcome. Apart from that, the ANC, or active noise cancellation, is impeccable, apparently from what they're telling us. So it's like 2 times better. If any of you guys own any of Apple's earbuds that have ANC, once again, ANC is active noise cancellation, so I'm going to refer to it as ANC. For those that do have earbuds with ANC, it's really, really dope. I remember specifically me and Gabby were taking a train, I believe, from Belgium. No. From Cologne, Germany to Bonn, Germany. And by the way, I don't recommend Cologne, Germany. They were rather rude to us. But, the trains over there, they're loud. There's a lot of background noise. And if you're trying to enjoy music or a podcast, these people talking and the sounds of the train, even though they're relatively silent, they still kind of pass through and, they could make it so that you can't enjoy your music all that well. But with ANC, you cancel all of that out and it works quite well. But now, with this new and improved ANC, it'll be interesting to see just how much more silent they will, how much more silent they'll be. Sorry, I was tripping on my words there. They also did have a little segment of some construction worker with like a drill or a jackhammer or whatever it was. And apparently now on transparency mode, that will be drowned out as well. So transparency mode is kind of the opposite of ANC mode. Transparency mode allows your AirPods to essentially become tiny little microphones. So like, let's say you're shopping at a store and the clerk asks you something, right? Typically, if you have ANC mode, you might seem really rude and not even respond. So typically I turn on transparency mode just in case the clerk talks to me. And with transparency mode, you're able to kind of just digest everything that's happening around your surroundings. And like I said, it's kind of like a microphone for your ears. So that apparently is also improved. Additionally, now there's also Find My. So how many of you guys lose your AirPods cases? I do it all the time. Like, you'd be surprised at how often I lose these things. So now they're going to be much better, and you're going to be able to find them through your Find My app. And now there's going to be a tiny little speaker at the bottom of the case, and now you'll be able to ping them just like you do AirTags. So that's really nifty. Not only will you have the visual cue from Find My, but you'll also now have the audio cue from the sound emitting from the speakers. Aside from that, let me check my notes to see what else I got down for the AirPods Pro. I believe I hit mostly everything, or at least the most important stuff. Oh, duh, I forgot the chipset. So it's going to have the H2 chip. The prior AirPods Pro had the H1, so you are going to have a bit more improvements to like spatial audio and stuff like that. So new low distortion audio driver is going to allow your music to become, more bass heavy, probably a little more richer. So definitely going to have that comparison on the channel. Better ANC, as I mentioned, adaptive transparency mode, which is really cool. Oh, and then on the buds themselves, they're now going to have touch controls, which is something I've been asking for a long time. So for those of you guys that do have AirPods Pro, so before they kind of had touch controls, but you kind of had to squeeze the stem a little bit to pause or like activate Siri. But now you'll actually be able to slide your finger on the actual bud itself to increase or lower the volume. So very welcome addition. I'm telling you, they're really refining the AirPods Pro, and I'm really excited for them. 33% increase to battery, as I mentioned, up to 30 hours of listening time with the case. So really, really nice. And finally, I believe the pricing is still the same at $249. They're available to order starting September 9th, which is this Friday, and they'll be available and hitting customers' doorsteps on September 23rd. So that is AirPods Pro, one of the more exciting items, at least in my opinion, and I will definitely be ordering mine on Friday, and hopefully I get them right on September 23rd, and I can do an unboxing video for them there. Okay, moving on now to the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Plus, and what a bore fest. Jesus. Okay, the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus, what can I say other than this is, I got a couple memes from my friend Willie, and also Gabby sent me a meme of a man with a dress shirt, and he has a gift, and it's the same dress shirt, like the exact same thing, and it says iPhone 13 users upgrading to the iPhone 14. That's it in a nutshell. So the biggest thing is that, just like my prediction video, they did axe the mini line. From my experience, I never see them. I own the mini line, and I don't like them, right? To each their own, though. Like on my prediction video, a couple of you guys did give your thoughts and opinions of some people that do like them. Once again, to each their own. I just didn't like them. The battery life isn't large enough, I'm sorry. I do have pretty big hands, at least I would think so. So that mini display is just not enough. And then I just love my iPhone 14 or 13 Pro Max. Once you have a Max phone, it's really, really, really hard to downgrade to the mini line. So the mini line is gone now, and in its place, you still have the regular sized iPhone 14 that is now the successor to the iPhone 13, but now they introduced a new model, which is the 14 Plus. It's the same size as the Pro Maxes, with a 6.1 inch display for the regular 14, and then a 6.7 inch display for the Plus model, and that's about it. It has the A15 Bionic, still has the notch, which I thought was pretty incredible by Apple to pull that move. Why don't you put the dynamic island on? Whatever. We're going to talk about the dynamic island in just a second. That's the new pill-shaped cutout for the Pro model line. I think the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus is a disaster. If you have a 12 or a 13, please do not upgrade to the 14. Daniel, you did say that you had, I believe, the 11. The 11 is so-and-so. On an upgrade factor from 1 to 10, I'd say if you have an 11, it's probably a 6 out of 10 to upgrade. You're going to get a good bit of new features, better battery life, better chipset, but honest to God, if you have the 12, don't do it. Especially if you have the 13, please do not do it. You're going to be wasting your money. Really, there's no updates here other than the chipset. The larger size, if you truly want the larger size and don't want to fork up an additional $200 or $300 for the Pro line, then I guess go for it. But really, I was really disappointed with the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. And just like I joked about on my prediction video, they are enticing us with new colors. There is a cool new blue color, I guess. It looked cool on the presentation. I bet it's going to look a lot cooler in person. But still going to review both of them and unbox both of them. But yeah, the iPhone 14 is really lackluster. They should have called it the iPhone 13 SE. Or no, not the SE, but they should have just called it the iPhone 13s. Honestly, it's an S upgrade when you really think about it. They just introduced the new size, and that's about it. So that's why I didn't even put that many notes on there, just because it's about the same phone. They just put the new moniker of 14 on it, and that's about it. But now moving on to the more exciting stuff, and that is the iPhone 14 Pro line. So just like I mentioned in my prediction video, for those of you guys that know what I'm talking about, Google phones and Samsung phones have really steered away from the notch design for a while now. They have more of a hole cutout design, and so now Apple is doing the same thing. I think it looks kind of iconic, actually, as they mentioned. So not only did they get rid of the notch, but now they have this new feature called the Dynamic Island, which I thought was really ingenious. So not only does it aesthetically look better by not having the notch, but there is actually some use to it. So for example, if you catch an Uber ride, you can still continue what you're doing, and the Dynamic Island, that little pill-shaped cutout, will just expand and let you know when you can expect your Uber driver. That's just one of many uses. I did like that they shouted out Bad Bunny and J Balvin. I'm not sure if you guys saw the keynote. They did shout out J Balvin by name. And on one of the slides, they were playing, I think, Calladita by Bad Bunny, which I thought was really cool. Or maybe it was Efecto. I can't remember. But still, nonetheless, the Dynamic Island will expand depending on your application. And then that way, you can continue doing what you're already doing on your phone anyway. So like if you receive a call, that Dynamic Island will expand, and then you can either accept or reject the call. I remember there was a time not too long ago when Apple still for some reason didn't have, like, say for example, when a phone call came in, whatever you were doing was immediately stopped because the phone call took up the entire display, which I thought was really stupid. So there's a lot of great software implementations that are going to come with iOS 16. There's a lot of customization similar to the Apple Watches where you can start to add widgets and stuff. And then another cool feature of the Pro line is now the always on display, which is about damn time. I'm sorry. Samsung and Google phones have had an always on display on their phones for a very, very, very long time. It's about time that Apple finally does that. So most of your complications on the display will dim down. I mean, you guys know how an always on display works. I don't really have to explain it. Not everything is going to be full and bright all the time. It's going to dim down and only going to show you the essentials. So realistically, with the Dynamic Island, let's say you have your phone laying down and you're busy and your Uber is about to pull up. The always on display means you don't even have to touch your phone. You just have to glance at it and it's there. So it's a really, really cool feature. There is this new really awesome purple color, still the same stainless steel edges, which looks really, really sharp. But for me at least, as a YouTuber and a videographer, I use my Sony camera a lot. I have it right here. This is my main driver, right? So this is my favorite shooting device just because it's a mirrorless lens and I have different lenses on it and it's really versatile, right? But dang, now we have a 48 megapixel camera sensor on the iPhone 14 Pro line. And I'm not sure if you guys saw that mode. I forget what they called it, but there was like this action shot that they were supposedly filming. And the guy holding the phone obviously was, trying to run and catch up with it. And if you looked at the original footage with like a regular iPhone 13 or whatever, it really looks like, really shaky as you'd come to expect. But now with this new camera sensor, man, everything looks so fluid and there's a lot of computational videography going on behind the scenes. Guys, if photography matters to you at all, the iPhone 14 Pro line, that's probably the only reason I'm extremely excited for it. If it hadn't been for the 48 megapixel sensor and all of these improvements to videography, I was considering just sticking with my iPhone 13 Pro. But man, they really got me. So I am going to be upgrading. I'm probably going to be on the lookout for the purple color because it looks really nice. And I believe the pricing still remains the same. So it's going to be starting at, I believe, $9.99 or $10.99 for the regular iPhone 14 Pro. And then the iPhone 14 Pro Max is going to be $100 more. And it's going to be available up to 1 terabyte of storage. Very sneaky by Apple, though. They did not tell us what the base storage was on the keynote. I suspect it's still going to be, God forbid it's 128 gigabytes. That would be a shame. But probably going to be a 256 gig model, a 512, and then the 1 terabyte version. Those will be available, I believe, on the 16th is what they said, or the 23rd. It's one of those. But it is going to be sometime in September. But I believe, the iPhone 14 Plus, right? So getting away from the Pro models, the iPhone 14 Plus is going to be available, I believe, the first week of October, which is a little weird. So guys, that is basically the recap of everything that was announced. What am I most excited for? The iPhone 14 Pro, for sure. And the new bands. Everything else, and the AirPods Pro, sorry. So AirPods Pro, new bands, and as well as the iPhone 14 Pro. Everything else for me was just kind of a toss-up. I really have no interest in the regular iPhone 14 line. Once again, don't upgrade if you have a 12 or a 13. The Series 8 is a very minimal upgrade. There are some cool menstrual features for, for women. The crash detection is really nice. Better chipset, slightly better battery, I guess, with the low power mode. So that's that. And then the Ultra Series 8 is, for me, kind of a big question mark. I still think it looks ugly, but who knows? I might end up liking it. So guys, once again, recapping really quickly, Series 8, new bands, Series 8 Ultra. So that's the Apple Watch Series 8. Then we have the new AirPods Pro 2nd generation starting at $249. Lots of great improvements there. That's the one that I'm really excited for. I feel like a lot of the improvements here are stuff that are just pertinent to your everyday life. Like better transparency mode, better ANC, the Find My, longer battery life. They're all welcome additions. And then you have the iPhone 14 line, snooze fest, and then the iPhone 14 Pro. So guys, I want to take about 30 minutes. It's about 3:56 over here in my local time. It's about to be 4. Want to spend about 20 to 25 minutes on a quick Q&A. So guys, while I do take a chug of water, because trust me, my throat is really dry. Talking all this much is actually much harder than you guys might anticipate. Go ahead and take this time, drop some comments, because I'm about to get back into the live stream chat and answer any and hopefully all of you guys' questions within the next 20 to 25 minutes. Man, I do notice that I have a little curl. Hopefully I can fix that. All right, so, nice. So now we have up to 79 people on the chat. I don't know if at one point we hit 100 concurrently. That would have been really cool. But yeah, we have 79. Hopefully we can cross the 100 threshold pretty soon. Still, regardless, I do appreciate everyone who is making it onto this live stream. You guys voted that this is the best time for you guys. And if you guys do want to see future live streams, definitely comment it on my videos. I thoroughly enjoy, bringing these live streams out to you guys. So, starting with a Q&A, I'm going to scroll really quickly here to not where I left off, but let me see. So let's start here with Laura L. And she says, what megapixel does iPhone 13 Pro have? They have 3 different sensors, Laura, but it was definitely not close to 48 megapixels. If anything, let me look it up for you real quick, just because I'm unsure. It's still a fantastic camera, but the iPhone 14 Pro is just going to be leagues ahead. Now, interestingly, and as expected, the iPhone 13 is still available on Apple's website, but not the iPhone 13 Pro, because that would cannibalize sales off of the 14 Pro. But let me look at that for you real quick. I don't know it off the top of my head. iPhone 13 Pro megapixel. So the iPhone 13 Pro had a very nice 12 megapixel rear camera. So just 12. Now we go to 48. So huge improvements to the camera department. The tech geek. Oh, hey, what's up, man? I know that you always comment on a lot of my videos. Nice to see you here on the live stream. Really, really appreciate you. The tech geek says the models are 128 gigabytes to 1 terabyte. No, don't tell me they're starting people off at 128 gigabytes. That's insane. Apple needs to get with the program. Why? Why, Apple? 128 gigs in 2022? That's not enough. Guys, if you can, upgrade to the 256 gigabyte model. But see, I don't like that because that's their whole plan. They give you just crumbs and then they want you to fork over an additional 150 or $200 for more storage, which I think is just, it's not right. They really should start off at 256 gigs. I really don't know why they do that. Apple Watch Punk, what is up, man? I know that you tune in on a ton of my videos, specifically every band video. I know I can expect a comment from you. So thank you so much. It's really nice interacting with you here on the live chat. Once again, guys, as I'm going through these questions, if you could post any questions that you have pertaining to the event, and I will be more than happy to answer them. Vicente and Gabby are also here as moderators helping me out because as much as I would love to answer every single question, I am limited on time. Otherwise, you guys would be stuck here for the next 8 hours, and I understand everyone has a life outside of YouTube live streams. Plus, I need to hit the gym anyway. All right, so Mighty Murph says it was a nice September event. Agreed, it was pretty good. There was some good stuff, there was some bad stuff. Well, not bad, just kind of boring. Majorine M4C Girl says the Elbury band reminds me of Dark Cherry band. I haven't actually seen in detail all the bands yet. I'm going to order them at the conclusion of this live stream, so I'm excited to review them nonetheless and add them to the collection. Vicente says drop those questions, guys. Yes, sir. Mad Cow, do you know when iOS 16 comes out? Yes. So iOS 16 is right around the corner. Typically iOS and watchOS and all the different OSs drop on launch date. So whenever the first iPhone drops, which I believe they said was going to be September 23rd, that is when you can expect for your iPhone to be compatible to upgrade to iOS 16. And there's always the running joke that as soon as you upgrade, it seems like your phones are just becoming slower and slower. And I did discuss that with one of my friends on a guest podcast. I haven't released it yet, but I do have videos already in the works. Me and Gabby are going to film episode number 1. And guys, I really am excited for the podcasting segment on my channel. You guys have no idea. I have my nice Shure microphone right here that I'll be using. And every single episode, I'm going to have a new guest on. So I'm just really, really thrilled. A lot of my local friends that are here in the area, I would love to have you guys on the podcasting segment. It's going to be really nice. I plan to upload every other Sunday. So whenever that first episode drops, you can expect bi-weekly podcasting episodes on my channel. So yeah, just had to plug that in. All right, cool. Maya says, Juan, are you excited for the new Hermes watch band? Most of them is inky for the 45 millimeters, and they do have some on the black inserts. So yes and no, right? Because last year I splurged hella, and I mean hella. I don't have all of them up here, but I bought this one last year, this one, this one, this one, this one. I bought a ton, and again, they're not all on here. I actually have, hold on guys. So whenever I wear bands, I kind of just chug them like in a little box or like a little bag. But I have a ton more in here. So like another Hermes, the white Hermes leather looks really, really nice. Although I've only worn that one once because it's going to get dirty very quickly. So to answer your question, yes, I am excited. I may order one, but I'm definitely not going to be able to splurge like I did last time because, of course, they're like $300 a pop. And last year, when all of this money was being injected into the economy, thanks to Papa Powell, it was prime time. I may keep one. Yes, I'm kind of excited. I did see the one with like the chain on it or whatever. It looked really cool. So yeah, I should review a couple, but I'm probably only going to buy like maybe one for Christmas or something like that. Mad Cow said that's booty. Vicente says, just a reminder, guys, it's Q&A time. Please make sure to post your questions. Yes, I can also, I can see that, oh, Blanca says that Ezekiel says hi. I scrolled up because after a while, these comments start to get deleted. But yeah, definitely start posting your Q&A. Ezekiel is my precious, precious little nephew. He's not even a year old, and he is just, oh my God, he makes me smile so much. So Jasmine, thank you so much. Tell Ezekiel and Victor I said hi, which by the way, My older brother Victor has this really awesome soccer channel called VC Football. So that's VC, the two letters VC space football. He does a lot of soccer analysis, a lot of commentating. So if you guys are into soccer, and especially with the World Cup coming up pretty soon in December, well, late November and December, definitely check out his channel. Once again, that is VC Football. And he is inevitably going to be on my podcasting segment. I anticipate Vic to be maybe episode 4 or 5, just because I already have episodes 1, 2, and 3 lined up. All right. Juan Remus says, I have the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Do you recommend an upgrade? And if so, which one do you recommend? Remember, I also want to be able to produce good video content for my goalkeeping academy. So, Juan, you have the 11 Pro Max, right? So you'll definitely want to get a Pro model, right? Just because you'll have the 3 sensors and they're really, and I mean really good. Honestly, if you have the 12 Pro, that's not really, see, the thing is that you have the 11 Pro. So going to the 12 Pro Max is going to seem like a very incremental upgrade for you. Honestly, man, from the 11 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max, you might start to see some subtle differences, but to see the biggest upgrade, it's definitely going to be with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now, I know it's really, really new, but thankfully nowadays, Apple, especially if you have their Apple credit card, also a lot of these carriers, they will allow you to buy the phone at 0% interest. You just pay it off in 24 or 12 monthly installments, which helps a lot of people out. So if you're able to do something like that, pay a little $35 every month for a new iPhone, I recommend the iPhone 14 Pro Max for videography, especially for your goalkeeping academy, man. I really do think that the new iPhone 14 Pro in terms of videography and photography is going to be in a league of its own, right? They spent so much time on the cameras for a very good reason, Juan. So once again, if you do have an iPhone 13 Pro Max, or if you do get one, you're gonna be very happy with it. But to see the best upgrade possible, yeah, man, that 48 megapixel sensor is gonna be to die for. And honestly, if you wanna private message me after this, once I get an upgrade to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, I'm gonna have to get rid of my 13 Pro. I have the 13 Pro Max right now, so definitely, just private message me. We can work something out. Laura L says, again, do you think they got rid of the glare from the iPhone 13 Pro lenses? I hope so. They better. They know all the complaints that are coming in from their consumer base. And yeah, they better have gotten rid of it, or at least I hope so. Mighty Murph again says, from what I understand, low power mode doesn't disable too many features on the watch. Would the Ultra 60-hour battery on low power mode tempt to give it a run? Maybe, man. If I can get over the ugly design, maybe. But yeah, low power mode, that's what they mentioned on the keynote. That's what I also noticed, is that not many features are disabled. I was really thinking that low power mode was really going to kind of cripple the Apple Watch Series 8, but it really doesn't. I think they said just like some of the generic features are going to be turned off during low power mode. It's still going to be nice, and low power mode now to extend the battery life up to like 30 hours plus on the regular Series 8 is really cool, and potentially up to 60 hours. That's kind of dope, man. That's almost 3 days of, using your Apple Watch with no charge. So that is going to be kind of cool. TB says, what do you think about the future of Ultra Watch? Is the same like HomePod the first? Oh, yeah. So I understand your question here, what you're saying. So the Apple Watch Series 8 Ultra is going to be technically a first generation product. Now, what I suspect, I don't think it's going to be a hit. I really don't think so. I think it's for a very niche demographic, to be completely honest with you. Like, if you do run triathlons, marathons, go hiking, scuba diving, all of these kind of competitive sports, it's definitely for you. But I would argue that most of the general population doesn't have a need for it. Similar to how the Mac Studio that just recently came out, who do you know that has a Mac Studio? Not many people. Also similar to the Mac Pro line. Only true professionals like scientists, huge developing, companies that produce big blockbuster movies edit on those things. So it's very niche. I could be wrong, I hope I am, but I do think that the Series 8 Ultra line is going to be just kind of a niche product. It may be kind of like the HomePods in that this was a first generation product. It came in at $349 for a smart speaker, and they never updated it. As a matter of fact, they replaced it with this smaller guy the HomePod Mini because this comes in at $99 and this came in at $349. I still think that this audio on this HomePod is, man, it's on another level. But yeah, it might be similar to that. And Paul Rodriguez says, can an iPhone 14 Pro Max case fit on the iPhone 13 Pro Max? That I do not know, but I will test it out. You can actually kind of go on the Apple website, Paul, if you can. Go over to apple.com, go to the iPhone section, right? So click iPhone, then hit compare, okay? Once you hit compare, you'll be able to put the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the iPhone 14 Pro Max side by side, scroll down all the way past the technical specifications, and then you'll be able to see the physical dimensions of both devices. You know, immediately following the keynote, I had to prepare for this live stream, so I haven't been able to do a lot of research. But if you do that, and if the dimensions are the same, which they look the same, I think, then yes, they will fit. Otherwise, no. Even if it's like 1 centimeter more, it's not gonna fit, trust me. Or I'm sorry, not 1 centimeter, but even if it's a couple millimeters larger, it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit as snug. And Apple does that on purpose. Why? Because they want you to buy new cases, right? Vicente, our moderator, really quick, mentioned for those interested in soccer, here is his brother's channel. Yep, that is VC Football. Remember to subscribe. TB, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you asked that because it is an important question. Streamline says, I'm buying the Ultra for the battery life, but I think it's ugly. Thank you. Yes, it is hideous. If I didn't have like 12 Apple Watches that I interchange almost daily, then I would consider the Ultra. It's just, man, that's $800. That's $800. That's almost the price of this titanium edition Apple Watch. But then again, this is the edition Apple Watch. I just don't know. $800 for the Ultra. I think it's going to be a niche product that not many people are going to utilize. That is just my opinion at the moment. But who knows? And then Landon says $999 is a steal. Don't know exactly what you're referring to. But going back to Daniel, you said, so worth for me, and also what colors? I'm on the 11 Pro Max. So yeah, Daniel, if you're gonna go from the 11 to the 14, bro, you're gonna see a substantial upgrade. I believe your iPhone, the 11 Pro, I believe it still has the curved edges. You're really gonna like the more square design, or at least I do. I remember back during like the iPhone 8, the 7, the 10, the 10s, they all had that curved design. The newer phones, including the 13, the 12, and now the 14, have that new square design. And trust, bro, trust, you're gonna fall in love with the squarer design. And then especially going from the 11, I believe the 11 has a dual camera sensor. It's still in that pill-shaped design. Now going to the iPhone 14 Pro with, man, a 48 megapixel sensor, bro, trust me. Plus, one of the reasons I'm excited for is also Pokemon Go. Lately, my battery has been dying kind of quickly because my girlfriend Gabby and some of my friends like Jet and Kyle and Vince know that lately I've been taking Pokemon Go very seriously. If any of you guys do play out there and want to raid with me, I can send you guys my trainer code, add me on some of my socials, and I'll be more than happy to supply my trainer code. We could remote some raids right now. I believe Omega Alakazam is like right next door over here at a gym that I could walk to. And then we also have Community Day pretty soon. So sorry to be a Pokemon nerd, but thank you to Gabby for getting me into it. All right. Daniel saying too much. All right, I'll start saying less. Bet. Paul Rodriguez says Pokemon Go, let's go. Yes, I love my Pokemon Go, man. I'm going to scroll up here just a little bit just to see some of you guys' past comments that I may have missed. A lot of you guys are saying that it's ugly. I'm assuming that's referring to the Ultra. Yes, you're right. I have a question here from IXC. Sony, can 12 mini get battery percentage? No, it cannot. The 12 mini, the notch, it makes it so that the little ears is what I call them. So you're going to have the little notch and then the little ears there. It's not enough space to display the battery percentage, or at least I don't think so. Either way, I'm not a fan of the mini line. I think that's been very evident. So yeah, I just don't like it. Atomic Bomb says, hi Juan, earlier in the live stream. Hey, what's up, man? Hopefully you're having a great day. And then Gabby says, oh my God, we're so lucky you were the one driving though. Oh, referring to my story, yes, where we almost crashed and and most likely died of a pretty horrific death. But that was a quick, that was a quick call. Gotta wait till the 23rd. The Apple Watch Punk, you ordered the Ultra. Nice, man. So Apple Watch Punk, you as well. Whenever I do review the Ultra, drop your testimonial and your experience in the comment section. A lot of us, including myself, just because I don't think I'm going to keep the Ultra, we want to know what your experience is with it. And I'm going to take a bunch of different shots with the Ultra, even though it is a little ugly. A lot of people are going to be enthusiastic about it, and a lot of people want to know what's going on with the Ultra Apple Watch. Stick Smith says, I think the Ultra is geared to the right audience for sure, but I agree it is not the best to look at. Yep, agreed. Julio de Jesus says, mostly interested in the Ultra band, not the watch. Yeah, the bands are kind of cool. They mentioned how like it's almost impossible for it to come undone unless you specifically are the one undoing it. So those watch bands are a little interesting. I need to take a closer look at those. Let's see. Were you expecting a price increase for the 14 Pros? Soup? Yeah, I was. The way that, I'm an avid investor, right? So I invest in AMD, NVIDIA, what's the other big one? Qualcomm. See, as an investor, all of this stuff that's going on in the world, the war with Ukraine, the semiconductor shortage, all of this impacts iPhones. So I'm honestly genuinely extremely surprised that we didn't get a price increase. Now, Apple has to be very careful because the iPhones are already extremely pricey as it is, right? No one likes spending $1,000 on a phone. I mean, heck, you could spend $1,000 more wisely on something else. So Apple and their marketing team is extremely careful. I do think with everything going on in the world, by selling iPhones at the same price, I'm almost positive that Apple's profit margins are starting to get reduced. I don't know. Maybe next year we're going to see a price increase. Who knows? But guys, I am running, my throat is running a little dry, so I'm going to take the next 5 minutes. If you guys have any last minute questions, drop them down below as we're slowly going to conclude this live stream. Be on the lookout for all of this new content. Like I said, right after the conclusion of this live stream, I'm going to order the AirPods and the new bands. So those will be first reviewed on my channel. And then following that, I believe my schedule is going to go watch bands, AirPods, then probably the Series 8 and the SE. Following that, most likely the Ultra. And then finally, I'm going to finish off with the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro line. So it's just me behind the scenes with these videos. Vicente and Gabby do help me out a lot with the tags, descriptions, and timestamps. So thank you so much, guys. Gabby helps me brainstorm a lot, as well as does Vicente. But doing the more laborious work, it's really just me, guys. So the time span that I give myself to finish everything is going to be 2 to 3 weeks. Because think about it, all of these band videos take plenty of time. And not only that, many of you guys may not know, but these band videos I need to film when it's sunny and bright outside, which means at nighttime I can't film. And whenever it's like really ugly outside and like cloudy, maybe storming, I prefer not to film, just because with the bands, as you guys know, I love showcasing them not only in picture perfect studio photography, but also outside in natural conditions. So give me some time. Once again, estimated time frame, 2 or 3 videos of me just consistently pumping content out. Even if you guys hop in and drop a comment and drop a like, I will greatly appreciate that. Giveaways on those bands as always. And then me, Vicente, and Gabby are planning something very big at around the cusp of 75,000 subscribers. So eventually, I plan to have a merch line, channel membership, a Patreon maybe thrown in there. That way, for those that are a little more active on my channel, they can have more behind the scenes looks, exclusive giveaways, and stuff like that, guys. So I have huge, enormous plans for the channel. And now it's prime time, right? And then especially in October, it's going to be like back to back. I'm going to I'm going to be done with all of these videos. And then immediately following that, it's going to be most likely the iPad and MacBook event. So it's going to be a very, very busy next couple of months for me. So guys, thank you so much for all the likes. Thank you so much for all your comments. I read every single comment that comes in. And so guys, I'm going to conclude here just with a last bit of questions. Where was I? What do you think about the new AirPods? This comes from Muhammad Damir. I think it's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of great features, as I mentioned, after the conclusion of the live stream. Muhammad, if you can, just rewind, because during the recap, I went over, all the new upgrades. So I think it's a phenomenal upgrade. Longer battery life, better ANC. There's now a little speaker at the bottom so that you can find them if you ever lose them, because I lose them all the time. So Muhammad, I think it is a fantastic upgrade. Paul Rodriguez says, thanks for the heads up. Trainer code, let's be friends in Pokemon Go. Let's go. All right, guys. Yeah. If any of you guys play Pokemon Go, I don't know my trainer code right off the bat. I really wish, man, and Vicente and Gabby, you guys can't see my trainer code either. But yeah, if anyone wants to be my friend on Pokemon Go, I'm telling you, I love to raid, and so does Gabby, and so does Vicente. I still need the defense version of Deoxys and the normal version of Deoxys. I have the speed and attack version. Sorry for being a Pokemon Go nerd here, guys. But if anyone does play, DM me on my social medias, or just drop a comment on any of my videos and say, hey, can I have your trainer code? I'll be more than happy to drop that, because I would love to have more friends from around the world to be able to raid with. So Paul, I'm definitely going to add you at the conclusion of this live stream. And then let's see. Gabby says, I think you can only add by trainer number. Oh, yep. Mad Cow, you to goat. Juan, thank you so much. Also, guys, so even though it's going to be my birthday celebration this weekend, the bands, if I order them today, I believe they're going to get to me either Friday or Saturday. I'm still going to grind low key, but keep in mind, Saturday, I am going to have a birthday celebration with my family and friends, so I probably won't actually upload until probably Sunday or Monday. I know, there's a slight delay, but hey, you only live once, and I only turned 27 once, so it's a must for me to enjoy my time with friends and family. There's a few more comments here, and then I will say my goodbyes. Mr. Bulldop says, wish I never got the 13 Pro Max, should have waited one more year. It is what it is, man. I upgrade every year, no shame in it, although I should upgrade. What I recommend everyone do is upgrade every 2 to 3 years, because if you upgrade year to year, you're not going to see that many that many upgrade, you know what I mean? Like, at least with the iPhone 14, the camera and videography was tremendously improved, which is why I'm getting it. But yeah, typically 2 to 3 years is a sweet spot. Mighty Murph, sounds good, boss. Nice. And then Gabby finished off with, let me find it. Oh, that is my trainer code. Okay, awesome, Gabby. So yeah, if anyone is left here on the stream that does play Pokemon Go, Gabby, my beautiful girlfriend, just put down my trainer code. Definitely add me there. So guys, once again, thank you to everyone who joined. And then Mad Cow, just before I end, Mad Cow did graciously super chat $9.99. Lupe, let me refer to you as Lupe. Thank you so much, man. I know that you're out of state and we're supposed to hang out, but hopefully you can make it to my birthday celebration on Saturday. Once again, these $10, that's a fifth now of the cost of an Apple Watch band. So that helps, especially with these $50 bands. They're not cheap at all. And as always, guys, super chats, they're never expected. They're always appreciated. And I always love to shout you guys out who do super chat. Eventually, like I said, I will have channel memberships where you'll be able to pay a couple bucks a month to get exclusive content. I hope some of you guys can subscribe to that. But guys, it looks like you guys are done with the question and answer segment of this live stream. Be on the lookout for the podcasting segment. I'm really stoked for that. I really hope you guys tune in. And what's really cool, check this out. This was Gabby's idea and also one of my viewers. I want to go back and find that comment. It's just I get about 50 comments a day, so it's kind of hard to look for them. One of my subscribers, and Gabby as well, proposed the idea of having something to do with food on the podcasting segment. Of course, hey, listen, I understand. I'm a tech channel, right? So what does food have to do with tech? But I feel like it's a nice little icebreaker, if you will. It's just kind of like a nice little break from talking about tech. So every guest that is on my channel, I'm going to try to buy new wings, hot wings that is. And of course, it's drawn inspiration of the YouTube show Hot Wings or whatever it's called. So on every podcasting episode, I do want to have a segment right in the middle where me and my guest will try out wings from my surrounding area. I'm a still firm believer that Blind Pig in Athens, Georgia has the best wings I have ever tried. So, guys, be on the lookout for the podcasting segment. Me and Gabby are going to film our episode, I believe, tomorrow night, and I hope to have that up and running by Sunday. And then every other Sunday after that will be, a new guest. So, a lot of you guys here that are in my surrounding area, I would love to have you guys. Mad Cow, Vincent, Daniel, Annabelle, VC Football, Vicente. If I missed some of you guys, I'm sorry, but guys, it has been a pleasure having this live stream up for you guys. If you guys have any more questions about anything that was released, hit up my Twitter, hit me up on Instagram or TikTok, or simply just drop a comment on any one of my videos and I'll be more than happy to answer you guys' questions. As I always conclude my videos, that's been it for me. I'm clocking out for now, but I simply cannot wait to catch you all in the next one. You guys take care. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Y'all have a good one.